Welcome. This is week 3 of the group skills and circle skills video series that I'm doing of 12. And this is the beginning of warm-up exercises. So I'll be doing 3 videos, each covering a different warm-up exercise. And this first video will also explain what warm-ups are and why they're important. When I was trained in warm-up exercises, I was taught there is no such thing as resistance, and the only thing there is not enough warm-up. And I love this belief. It also really pairs well to me with the phrase from the Navy SEALs that slow is smooth and smooth is fast. So that by actually going slower, by doing more warm-ups, we're going to be able to get deeper and do the work faster than if we try to rush it. And I know when I was a novice therapist, I would be attached to like there being big outcomes every session, and that's when I really got myself into trouble. And I see now that the slower I go and just match myself with everyone else, then the bigger the results are in the end. So also warm-ups allow for trust and connection to be built. If you've seen the TED Talk, Everything We Know About Addiction is Wrong, his philosophy there is that the opposite of addiction isn't sobriety, it's connection. And that connection is what allows for healing. So by taking your time and doing these warm-ups, you allow for that trust and connection and healing to take place. And how does this relate to individuals in their lives? I think the practice of slowing down is so vital. Whether, your child comes home and you see they have something on their mind, but there's so much to do and you just kind of want them to say it, but they need that chance to warm up too, to take off that armor, as I called it last week, and be ready to get vulnerable. So learning to slow down in session can support us learning and slowing down in other parts of our lives. So what's the exercise for today? We are going to look at scarves. So I have a big box of all these amazing scarves that I've collected over the years and people have contributed. My friends, just because they know I use them a lot. And for let's say a group session, I will ask everyone to choose a scarf that represents what they want to work on today. And then I'll give them a chance to explain why it represents what they want to work on. So someone could say, choose a really dark blue scarf and be like, this, I'm feeling so sad. And this scarf just represents that sadness. They might not know what the sadness is connected to. That's fine. Someone might choose like a white glittery scarf and say, I'm feeling connected to spirit today. I'm feeling just have this energy in my body for the first time in a long time, and it feels really great to feel this connection again. And then as people share, that's giving them a chance to get in touch with what they want to do during that session. Typically my groups are 2 hours, and I would have room for 2 to 3 people to do work each group. And then warm-ups happen every group session, also every individual session. So how do you use the scarves for an individual session? I always believe in putting the decision making back in the client's hands. So like if a client comes in and just like, I don't have anything to work on today, what do you think I should work on? I never answer a client's question. So this is where I'll get my little bucket of scarves and say, grab a handful. And once I have a handful of scarves, I'll tell them that each of those scarves represents something that's important for them to work on in their life, and to please tell me what each of those issues are. And lo and behold, if they're holding 5 or 7 or 8 scarves, they'll be able to come up with something that would be important for them to work on for each of those. So like green, they're like, oh, this could represent my financial status. And blue represents the relationship with my father. And black represents my history of substance use that I haven't fully addressed, and this, and then all of a sudden they'll know, yep, and this is the one I really need to work on today. So yeah, when clients ask me what I should work on, I never answer any. I almost never answer any questions. Sometimes though, when I'm new with a client, I will answer some questions as that trust building, them getting to know me, and I do encourage clients to actually interview me before we decide to work together. There's a website that lists questions to ask your therapist, and these questions aren't right, wrong. They're like, do you prefer this or that? And it gives me a chance to explain how I'm going to support them. And I want them to evaluate if that's the type of support they want in their life. I think it's really important for people to interview several therapists before choosing one. You're placing your mental health in their hands. So asking those questions at the beginning and a therapist answering them can be very important. Well, if you are enjoying these videos and would like to get the 12 weeks of them that I'm doing, please hit subscribe wherever that button is. If you want to check out more of the work and offerings that I have, from trainings to coaching to therapy, just check out my website. It's in the link below, circlesedge.life. Have an amazing day, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Take care.